The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory. Affected areas in our coverage zone include Anderson, South Carolina, Burke, North Carolina, Caldwell, NC, Cherokee, SC, Cleveland, North Carolina, Franklin, Georgia, Greenville, South Carolina, Hart, Georgia, McDowell, NC, Oconee, South Carolina, Pickens, South Carolina, Polk, North Carolina, Rutherford, North Carolina, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Stevens, Georgia. The primary hazard is excessive dangerous heat. This alert is active for the next hour, and expires today at 8 p.m. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory. Affected areas in our coverage zone include Abbeville, South Carolina, Alexander, North Carolina, Cabarrus, NC, Catawba, NC, Chester, SC, Elbert, Georgia, Gaston, North Carolina, Greenwood, South Carolina, Iredell, North Carolina, Lawrence, South Carolina, Lincoln, North Carolina, Mecklenburg, North Carolina, Rowan, North Carolina, Union, North Carolina, Union, South Carolina, York, South Carolina. The primary hazard is excessive dangerous heat. This alert is starting in 17 hours, and starts tomorrow at 12 p.m. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory. Affected areas in our coverage zone include Abbeville, South Carolina, Alexander, North Carolina, Cabarrus, NC, Catawba, NC, Chester, SC, Elbert, Georgia, Gaston, North Carolina, Greenwood, South Carolina, Iredell, North Carolina, Lawrence, South Carolina, Lincoln, North Carolina, Mecklenburg, North Carolina, Rowan, North Carolina, Union, North Carolina, Union, South Carolina, York, South Carolina. The primary hazard is excessive dangerous heat. This alert is active.
All right. Good evening, everyone. It is forecaster Mason here, also known as Fast Track Mason with Highland Weather, coming to you because we have now two severe thunderstorm warnings. One just outside of our viewing area down here, and also a new one that was just issued. This is for eastern Franklin County, eastern Stevenson County, northwestern Elbert County in Georgia, as well as Hart County, Georgia. Also, southwestern Anderson and southern Oconee County in South Carolina. This is until 7:45 this evening for this storm that you see right here, moving right on top of Reed Creek, moving towards Star and to the northeast of Hartwell. So if you know anyone in this area, you may want to let them know that it is time to head indoors right now. The National Weather Service has indicated that the storm is capable of producing 1-inch diameter hail, which is a quarter-size hail, along with winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. So Hartwell, Royston, Westminster, Reed Creek, Livonia, if I say that right, Gunlog, Bowman. If you're in any of these areas right here, you need to be taking cover, like moving indoors right now. Okay. This storm is not showing any signs of rotation, which is good. But certainly could be some strong winds as well as some hail. I'll go ahead and put my hail tracker on here to see if we got any indications of hail. And we do have quite a bit of an indication of hail coming in. Let's see here. I can just put the hail size on. There we go. There it is. It's producing quarter-inch hail, like the National Weather Service is anticipating. So we're getting 1-inch diameter hail showing on the hail tracker right now. So That is large hail, not very large, but a good size, really. Um, and you see here live Fast Track Max showing an area of thunderstorms that has been developing. I also want to pop down here to Abbeville County, where we did have a severe thunderstorm warning for this storm right here that is moving southwest. This is now moving out of the viewing area. This will be moving west, rather, uh, off into counties that are outside of our viewing area, but we'll watch that storm if it starts to change direction. So the northern edge of it is into, um, yeah, Elbert County. Excuse me. So we'll have to watch this storm as well. But right now, no other warning for this storm except for this one right here, which is just outside of our viewing area. But still, these storms are happening. We do have, in fact, I believe it's a severe thunderstorm watch. No, I'm sorry. We don't have a severe thunderstorm watch for our viewing area. There is one off to the west of us, yes. That includes the Nashville Metro all the way down to the Huntsville Metro area, but no severe thunderstorm watch for the Highland weather viewing area. So that's good, but I'll keep an eye on that. Going back over to live Fast Track Max, you can see here we're also watching this storm right here. This one's moving southwest, but we'll watch this storm as well. That has a severe thunderstorm warning just to the southwest of Young Harris. But the focus right now is this storm right here, right on top of Reed Creek, if I'm saying that right. Um, Again, this is to the south of Interstate 85. So to give you an idea, here is 85 right here, Interstate 85, and then this storm is right down here. Okay, so it's riding right along Interstate 85 right now. Okay, go ahead and clear that out. Put the velocity on. You can see not much in the way of rotation at all, but could have some strong winds blowing down. Looking at 49 miles per hour. About in some other places 28 to perhaps 34 miles per hour, all the way outbound from the radar. Okay, this is what we're doing is doing what's called a pixel query, basically taking samples of the velocity readings. Okay, but yeah, you can see some pretty strong winds with this storm right now. There's a new update from the radar, um, as it's coming in every 60 seconds. And again, this storm is tracking southwest, but it looks like it's taking more of a western path. Okay, but still tracking to the southwest. You can see live Fast Track Max Doppler radar scanning the skies, and we're getting live updates from on the storm as it's coming in every 60 seconds. Okay, like I said, you see down here though, watching a little bit of some broad rotation right here in the northeast of Hartwell, right here, where we have red going away from the radar and green going towards the radar. Remember, the radar site in Greenville Spartanburg is off to the northeast of the storm, so the reds are moving to the southwest, and then you have the greens moving towards the radar, so outbound, inbound. So there is a little bit of some broad rotation with the storm, but not a whole lot to be concerned about. Okay, I don't think we have a Torcon, but let me put my Torcon tracker on to see if we do. Yeah, it doesn't look like we do. Okay, so that's good. So it looks like it's more of a hail and wind threat that we have. Okay, so that's good. I'll go ahead and put this on right now. This is what's called differential reflectivity. Basically, this helps scope out the storm, which parts of the storm is, yeah, meteorological, like precipitation, and which parts of it are showing up as debris. Okay, you can see where these brighter shades right here, like to the northeast of Reed Creek and to the east of Hartwell, these brighter areas of pink showing up. That's more likely where there's some heavy rain and perhaps some hail coming down right now with this storm. Okay, and that's why the National Weather Service has indicated the storm is capable of producing quarter-sized hail right now. Okay, going and we'll take a look at this product as well. Okay, this is called KDP, also known as specific differential phase, and this shows where the heaviest rain is falling. not rainfall rates, but where the heaviest spots of rain are. And you see to the west of Reed Creek, that's where we're seeing the heaviest rain right now. I'm gonna put the echo tops on because I want to see like how how tall these tops are going to be with the storm. You may have to change the angle of the radar position of it. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that right now. But I might be able to do it with a different site. Again, 1 second here. There we go. Switch the radar here. This is an alternate source of live fast track max right here. And I'm going to, so like I said, I'm going to split the storm for us and see how tall it's going. You can see the tops of these storms are hitting around over 32,000 feet in the atmosphere, close nearing 40,000 feet. That's a pretty good indication of how tall of a thunderstorm. That's a very tall thunderstorm right there. And the higher the tops of these storms go, the higher the tops of the storms go, the more it indicates how stronger it goes. Okay. So yeah, so you can see here they're hitting around perhaps 40,000 feet, over 32,000, nearing 40,000 feet. Again, up in the atmosphere. Okay, that's very strong. That means we've got some very strong updrafts going within the storm. That's pushing those cloud tops up. Okay, the tops of the storms basically, and so the height of the storms really indicates how strong they are. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that off right here. Clear that out that morning. And enhanced epitopes. I want to see that. There we go. These epitopes could be around 51,000 feet in the atmosphere. That's really high. That's really tall for a thunderstorm of this size. But going back over to the main source of live fast track max, you can see this storm is trucking along really. I'm gonna put our live scan on, but I may have to cycle the radar a little bit. That's why you're gonna see these. That's why you're gonna see the radar flash a little bit. I'm checking here right now. We check some damage reports right now, see if we have it coming in. We don't, but we do have an airport weather warning that just came in, and this is for the Greenville Spartanburg Airport. The National Weather Service has issued an airport weather warning. That's until 7:15 for cloud to ground lightning within 5 miles of the airport. So anyone having interest in the Greenville Spartanburg Airport, okay, should definitely use caution around that area, okay? Going up around that area right now, not seeing much, okay? Although let me switch the radar so we can get a better look. All right, so there is a cell right here. It's hard to tell with the Spartanburg radar because the storm is right on the top of the radar site. But yeah, you see a little mini cell right here. We're looking for the Atlanta radar, okay? But yeah, you can see a little cell right here. So I imagine there is some lightning with it. So if I switch back to the Spartanburg radar, there you go. You can see storm again, really. And we also have a special weather statement for Greenville and West Central Spartanburg County through 7:30. Speaking of devil, let's see here, where exactly that is. Yeah, it's for that little storm right there. This was just issued a little bit ago. I'm just now getting caught up on this. Okay. Okay. Other than that, they've canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Abbeville and Anderson counties. That's good, like I said. And the other warning that we had down here just outside of our viewing area for this storm has expired as well. So it looks like that storm's weakening, but this one's still holding together. Take a look at the velocities to see if we have a really good reading. not as high as they were just a little bit ago. Uh, well, out here they could still be pretty gusty. 42, 34. Again, we're doing a pixel query, and then 28. So anywhere between 28 and 42 miles per hour, the winds are blowing in this storm. Okay, again, there's no rotation with it, but it could be some very strong, damaging winds. Okay. Put my wind shear tracker on here to see if we have a changing of the winds in direction, specifically from ground to upper levels of the atmosphere. And we get some shear with a thunderstorm that could have a little bit of spin in it. That's where you see some globs of red on radar. And there is one between Hartwell and Red Creek. And again, this is right along. This is on the border, I guess, um, of South Carolina and Georgia. So you can see there is a little glob of red right here. Doesn't mean necessarily that there's rotation. It could be some gate to gate shear. But yeah, the wind shear tracker is showing some indications right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on, okay? So if they're talking about more of like a hail and wind threat, this right here is the hail core tracker. I use this to see where the hail core may be located within a thunderstorm. And you see we're getting some pretty good hits on the hail core tracker right here. And then also right here, we got some pretty good indications that there is definitely hail within the storm. So I would say that the severe thunderstorm that is located right on top of Red Creek and near Hartwell is more capable of producing hail rather than yeah, rather than damaging winds. Okay. Um, we can also look at this one. This is called the hail intensity tracker. It shows us where the large hail may be located, and not getting any large hail hits yet, but you can see we have some bright blues. That means we definitely do have perhaps some hail within the storm, but we just looked at the hail core tracker. Give it a second to load. Yeah, there you can see definitely getting hits on the hail core tracker of hail, right? So anyone in this area needs to be hunkered down, okay? Going back over to the radar. Um, we just give it a second here to load. Maybe we cycle it. There we go. There it is again. Okay. So you can see here as we look at live fast track maps again, you can see the storm's still hanging around. There's a new scan right there from live fast track maps. And in fact, let's pull the other uh, the ultimate source up, the backup, really, okay? Because it's doing a better job, really. Not saying the other source isn't, but it's doing a really good job of showing what this is. Um, Look at normalized rotation. Really, we have some products on here that we don't usually use on the other one, that we don't have on the other one. You look at 3D radar. This is a feature right here with this source right here, the 3D radar, and then we also have the lightning that we can show as well. And there you go, right there. That's something that we don't show you on the other source of live fast track maps. But take a look at this. Look at all the lightning that this storm has with it. And the lightning are those little white zigzags that you see on the screen. And that's a tremendous amount of light right there. I don't think I can get a counter of how many there are, how many lightning strikes there are, but lightning is definitely a good indication that this storm is very healthy. All right, especially this one down here that we had a severe thunderstorm warning for a while. Got a little bit of lightning with it, but that one looks like it's weakening. Right. Let's switch the tilt on it. You can see also this one right here we're watching as well. This one over here near Carlisle. This one has some really good lightning with it. No warning on it though. But could still have some gusty winds though. This one out here has some really good lightning as well. But we'll go ahead and put the live source back up, the main source really, uh, so we can get a better look. Because this is the one that we primarily use, right? Let's see here, looking at track. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay, so this right here, not getting any specific towns showing up with this track, but it looks like the storm definitely, especially this particular cell up here, it looks like it's two different storms, two different cells merged into one whole area. Okay, so this one up here definitely has the greatest hail potential right here. Um, as you can see in this box right here, this is information on the storm. Okay, kind of tells us what it may have within it. Okay, and you see here but the hail probability overall, 100%. That means there's a very, very high chance that this storm can produce hail, and hail could be as large as quarter size, like I mentioned, 1 inch in diameter. The severe hail probability, 20%. That's low. So that means there's a very low chance of this storm producing significant hail. But the hail probability, yes, 100%. Okay. This cell down here, could be producing could produce penny-sized hail right here. So this one right here, penny-sized hail, and hail probability is 90% with this storm. The height of the storm looks to be around 15,000 feet in the atmosphere, all right? So we're looking at that right now. If we look at our debris tracker, again, we only show this when we're talking about tornadoes, but it's not a bad idea to look at this because sometimes when you get downbursts of strong winds, they can kick up a little bit of debris, and we're not seeing much in the way of debris at all. That's good. Going back up to the radar, I wish my radar would just update, you know? Let me cycle the radar. Okay, you're gonna notice another flicker here, or like a flash on your screen. Um, there we go. Put the live stream on. All right, I just had to cycle the radar. All right, but we're back. All right, you can see here as we look at the velocity again, we're not seeing anything really in the case of strong winds. There's a new update right there from the radar from Live Fast Track Max. 33 miles per hour is the strongest that we're getting right now. But yeah, you can see here, um, right where all that pink is, that's indicating where the heaviest rain and also where the hail may be located as well. All right. Let's see. Put the hail tracker back on. See how it's looking. Oh yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm pulling the live up on my phone. I can see the comments. Okay. Okay. So as you see here, we look at the hail tracker. We're definitely getting hits on it right here. To the north of Red Creek. So this northern cell is definitely producing hail, uh, definitely 1 inch in diameter. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing reports come in uh, from this area of quarter size hail. All right. Let me see here. Let me check out this cell down here. Nope, not very much. Um, just under an inch in diameter. So some penny to perhaps maybe marble sized hail. That could be possible. Hail sizer chart. Um, Yeah, it could be some penny to nickel-sized hail rather. With this with these storms really. There we go. We look at the actually I want to pull up the 3 hour rainfall. Okay, because I want to see how much rain has fallen within the past 3 hours with these storms since they've been moving through the area. You see here the near Greenwood, around an inch already, which is just within the past 3 hours. Also with this storm, you can see just under an inch. And then this one out here, even though it's outside our viewing area, it will still count this one. Uh, 1.6 inches of rain in the last 3 hours. That's a lot of rain, all right? If we look at the rainfall rate, basically how much rain has fallen per hour, getting some high readings on there as well, maybe 3.7 inches of rain per hour. So that's a lot of rain, folks. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing flood advisories come out, right? Maybe asking yourself, Mason, where is Beckett at? Well, he's grabbing dinner right now, and then once he's done, he will be on here with us, right? To help track the story, right? To help as we are doing this continuing coverage of the severe weather moving through, okay? So right now it's just me. Look at the velocity. We're watching this cell down here though. It is showing a little bit of some broad rotation. Again, it's very, very weak, but still looking a little broad in some spots, really. You can see down here to the east of Hartwell, just a little bit of some minor circulation. I wouldn't expect anything major to happen. Put the shear tracker on, the wind shear. Again, we're going to give that the load. Sometimes if I cycle the shear tracker, the wind shear tracker, there we go. Okay, this storm, I'm not sure what to make of this because we're getting some more globs of red on radar, showing that there is some shear going on within the storm, some wind shear, especially over here. Getting ready to move to the north of Cannon. Okay, so right here, this blob of red right here, that means that there is, in fact, wind shear going on. And so does the other one over here near Hartwell. Okay? Um, so yeah, so there is definitely some circulation within this storm trying to happen. Um, this is this is my rotation tracker, okay? So we're basically trying to path of this possible shear. It's trying to happen, all right? Okay, looks like the rotation has been off and on, so I can't really tell if this storm was at one point trying to rotate or what, you know? I looked at this and it's not showing tornado possible. So I don't think the Weather Service is noticing that this storm is like possibly able to spin. Like I said, this is more of a hailstorm, more of a hail producing storm rather than a tornadic storm and a wind storm and a damaging wind, okay? Damaging windstorm. But as we look at the wind shear tracker again, you can see we're still seeing those blobs of red, showing that there is, in fact, some possible shear. All right, we put the velocity on. Now there you go. This is the northwest of Hartwell. Right here, we're starting to get some intense winds, and there you go. Now we're starting to see the storm really strengthen. Okay, you see here on the velocities, we're starting to get some readings up over 50 miles an hour, and that's why we have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for this particular area, okay? Because winds are registering up over that severe criteria. All right here, 54, 50 to 54 miles per hour, and this is all outbound from the radar, okay? So if I go over to the Atlanta radar, because this one's going to be tracking into Georgia eventually, if it hasn't already. Yeah, it's crossing into Georgia right now. You see here, as we look from the Atlanta radar, the Atlanta Georgia radar, okay, even though it's a little bit far away, it's still able to see the storm. And it's showing some circulation in there. Okay, so I don't know what to make of this right now. Look at storm relative velocity. It's only showing the circulation. Um, anyway, sorry about that. But as we switch back to the Greenville Spartanburg radar, you see that circulation trying to come together more. Um, Sorry about that. Um, but yeah, right here to the northwest of Hartwell, I'm going to go ahead and highlight this area as a concerning area right here of some rotation. Let me see if we're getting any shear markers. No, we're not. So we're not getting any shear markers with the storm. So that's good. Look at debris. Because sometimes tornadoes can spin up in areas where there is a severe thunderstorm warning. Not seeing any debris signatures. It's this southern cell that's trying to rotate. So I'm going to say this right now, okay? And I don't know what to say about this, but if you live in Hartwell and you're watching us right now, I know there's no tornado warning, but um, I would say maybe move to your safe spot just to be on the safe side. Okay, I want you in Hartwell, especially you live on the northwest side of town. If you hear my computer ding, that's my messenger going off. Um, but yeah, if you are in Hartwell, even though you're not under the tornado warning, you are under the warning, yes. But I want you to take cover right now. Again, like right now, because I'm showing you rotation, possible rotation over town, overhead right now. So I want you to take cover. There you go. There's a new update from Live Fast Track Max Doppler radar. It looks like it's spreading out. Okay. Um, storm relative. Actually, let's go to wind shear. You have to keep in mind with the wind shear product um, that there is some lag time with it. So it may lag a little bit from the radar. If you see, we're still getting some globs of red, not as well defined as we did a little bit ago, but still seeing some globs of red on the wind shear tracker. So the storm still got some minor rotation with it, some very weak rotation with it. Um, Go back to the radar. You see down here near Hartwell, we're watching the storm very carefully. And I want you to notice something. I want you all to notice something right now. See all these little notches on the southern flank of the storm right here, and even this one out here. See these little notches right here? Those are what's called line echo waves. Okay, right here, and then right here. Okay, you get those because that's an area. Those are where rotation can possibly form. Okay, not will, but possibly form. Okay. So yeah, that's what they're called. So if you're wondering what these little notches are, those are line echo waves. Um, and it's just they're inflow notches that typically you would see on a squall line of storms. You don't typically see them with storms like this. Okay, there we go. I just saw the warning change slightly. It looks like they cut back on the eastern edge of this warning. Okay, so now we're just dealing with the storm in our Georgia counties now. Okay, um, so if you live in Anderson County, you are out of the warning. Let me see here. Okay, they've canceled for Anderson County. Um, okay, continues wait, hold on. Anderson's canceled. Continues Elbert, Franklin, Hart, Stevens, and Stephenson County, Georgia, and Oconee County, South Carolina. Okay, so we still have one of our South Carolina counties in the warning still, Oconee County. So Oconee County, you're still in the warning, okay? And then also Elbert, Franklin, Hart, and Stevens counties in Georgia, you're still in the warning as well. But Anderson County, you've been canceled out, okay? So Anderson County, you're okay, but uh, Oconee, Elbert, Hart, Franklin, and Stevens counties still stay indoors, okay? Until this storm has passed, okay? And stay away from windows as well, as this storm could have some very strong winds, okay? If we pan back the view, you notice that these storms are actually moving to the southwest. And this is a very uncommon direction, okay? Yes, we see storms sometimes move in southwest directions, but in the southwest direction, but we don't always see that happen, okay? And you see this is all moving to the west, really. I pull back the view, look at that. It's rotating. And and you notice it's moving in a counterclockwise, in a not counterclockwise, a clockwise direction, excuse me, clockwise direction. And that's because there's areas of high pressure nearby. Okay, if I show you here, see these blue H's? That's where high pressure is. Okay, so the high pressure is free, the boundary basically right here, where all the moisture is rotating. All right, um, in a clockwise direction. We very rarely see that. Okay, in my opinion, we don't always see that. But sometimes we do, apparently. So yeah, I wanted to show that. Zoom back in. We're going to do another split of the storm. Okay, and let me do right here. Put this menu. Again, the split that I'm doing on this thunderstorm helps to see how tall the storm is. Okay, actually, I want to see how tall this is. Okay, so very tall, pretty tall, hitting around 34,000 feet in the atmosphere. And this northern one, I can do it. I'm trying to split the storm as much as I can, okay? There we go. Spinning the radar. Accident. Yeah. But yeah, these storms are still very tall. You see, look at that. Both of them are hitting upwards in the exact same area. Um, right here. So now it's merging together as one whole cell. All right. You can see here, these are now hitting around 36,000 feet in the atmosphere. So these are pretty tall thunderstorms. All right. I use the you can see here as we look from what radar set is this? Atlanta. Okay, we look from the Atlanta radar. You see this storm still pretty strong right here. Still a lot of lightning with it too. I'm surprised, really. Um, switch back to the Ringo Spartanburg radar. All right. And yeah, you can see here this storm still very strong. Well, good news though is that it looks like the broad rotation down here that was near Hartwell has died out. Okay, so that's good. Taking normalized rotation, not seeing anything increasingly alarming. Correlation coefficient, same thing. All right. But as we look at reflectivity though, still pretty strong. And as we go back over to the live source, the reason why you see the screen change all the time from one source to another is because there's multiple sources that we use. So of course, being weather business, um, us weather people are conscious about the fact of having multiple streams of information in case if one goes down, you have a second one to look for. Okay. Um, so yeah, you can see the storm marching right along. Really, no Stevie. Put the 12-hour rainfall on. I haven't had a chance to look at this. This takes us all the way back to shortly before 6 a.m. All right, and not much really. Still seeing that 1 inch that was with that storm earlier around the Greenwood area. Um, but yeah, put the hail tracker on. Let's see how it's looking with hail. So showing inch in diameter. There we go. Inch in diameter right there. So this storm, it's definitely a hailstorm. I will say that. If you look at the hail for tracker, looks like it's dying down a little bit. The signatures are not as strong as they were before. That's good. Echo tops. Actually, no, this ratio of reflectivity. I want to see if I can get up here. It's not one word for someone. I don't know why. There we go. Yeah, you can see we're still seeing some pink right there, so that's showing that the storm does have some intensity. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take myself off for right now so I can eat my dinner, but I'll continue to keep an eye on the radar. We're gonna stay live, all right? So I'll be back with you guys in a little while, all right? All right, everyone. I'm going to give an update now on the severe thunderstorm warning that we have been following now for the past um, hour and a half now because we have had an update to it. You can see here that the warning has been canceled for Elbert and Oconee counties, but still continues for Franklin, Hart, and Stevens counties in Georgia. Um, we're watching this part of the thunderstorm right here that is now entering uh, Carnelsville, Carnesville, um, right here, and we could be looking at some very strong winds right here. Tops around 54, 53, 54 miles per hour with the storm. We could be seeing an extension of this warning, by the way. The National Weather Service did put out a special weather statement for the storm um, for Franklin and Stevens counties. Right? So we'll wait to see if this warning does get extended. All right? If we pull back the bigger picture, this storm down here that we had the severe thunderstorm warning for earlier has now completely weakened. That's good. You can see here a lot of other storms out here to the west, but those will continue to move further to the west and southwest, right? So those will be out of our viewing area, all right? We're watching still this storm over here, all right, in parts of Union County, South Carolina, around Carlisle. Again, this little guy, he's not severe, but he could be pretty strong. Looking at not very much in the way with him with damaging winds, but could have some gusty winds though. We put the hail tracker on. In fact, we'll put the hail on all. So not seeing a whole lot. Not a ton of indications of hail. A little bit here in southeastern Union County. A little bit here in around Greenville County, around Greenville, near Taylor's, and also to the southwest of Welford. And this one still got the same indication that it's had for a while. 1 inch in diameter. And this one down here that we did have a warning for, not seeing anything. So that's good. So we're this one and this one over here, the only ones, and this one up here as well, where we've had hail. All right. Go back over to the radar. And up here, though, you see a lot of severe weather is down here in the south, in our South Carolina counties, in our Georgia counties as well. So things, that's really good. So things are looking quiet actually here in the Asheville area. In the Asheville area and our East Tennessee counties as well that we have, right? So that's good. So we just have this severe thunderstorm warning right here. That is the main eye focus, okay? For Stevens, um, Franklin, and Hart counties in Georgia. All right. Again, Oconee County as well as Elbert County have been canceled out this warning. Okay. The velocity on it to tell how fast the wind is moving. Looks like we're starting to get some really good indications. 51 miles per hour. So that's high. And again, that's why we have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, and that's why I'm also wondering whether or not this warning is going to get extended. In a little while. Okay, they've expired the severe thunderstorm warning for Franklin, Hart, and Stevens counties. So that's good. This warning will be allowed to expire at 7:45. Okay, so it looks like the National Weather Service will let it go. It looks like the storm has weakened enough to where they can let it go. That's good. Yeah, it says it's weakened below severe limits and is and is exiting the warning area. So therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire. Okay, that's good. Um, I'm wondering if another one, maybe it's the storm. I don't know if this area's been worked over yet. We can find out though, by looking at our current temperature. Okay. You see where some of the storms have been really. Temperatures, a lot of the temperatures are around in the 80s and 90s right now. There's some spots that are around in the 70s where the storms have been. All right. So, like right here in this area, 88 right now. Um, so right here in this area, looking at 79, right? So yeah, definitely these storms have been over some spots, but this area out here, there's a lot of a lot of energy. And here's a look at the dew points right now. You see dew points, they are in the low 70s to upper 60s around the area. All right, especially down in South Carolina. All right, whereas here in the Asheville area, we have dew points that are around between from the 60s to the 70s right now. So some energy, but not a whole lot. But nonetheless, storms could work off of that. And even out here, 81 out here. That's a very high dew point. So there is definitely some energy out here for these storms, for any storm to work off of right now. Especially this one. This one, yeah, this one's definitely weakening a lot. That is a really good sign. That's what we like to see. We don't like to see these storms severe. However, Mother Nature does have her way, right? Yeah, and it looks like the winds are uh, also dying down as well with the storm. We put the hail tracker on one more time. There you go. There's an update right there. A little bit more hail just popped up on the map. Not seeing much really on the hail side. Good. And there you go. That warning is now gone. So it's expired. So it's definitely let go of now. So that's good. So that wraps up the coverage for the severe thunderstorm that we just had for some of our viewing area. You can see storms are continuing to push off to the west and southwest, so we should be quiet for the rest of the evening, but we're still watching the storm right here in parts of Union County, but it looks like it looks like it's weakening as well. That's good. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll have Beckett return you to your regular programming, all right? Take care, you guys.